Learn how to make a cauliflower crust pizza today on Keto Culinary. Remember the last time you were taking a bite out of a delicious slice of pizza and thought to yourself, dang, if only this crust was made out of cauliflower. Nope, well, neither do I. And that's our burden to bear on keto. Regardless, today I'm going to show you how to make a pizza using the old white brain to accomplish a pizza that sticks to your diet. To make this pizza, you're going to need about 1 head of cauliflower. And the first thing you need to do is remove a good portion of the stem and then cut the remainder into pieces that'll fit into your food processor. If you don't want to use a food processor or you don't have one, simply grate it by hand on a cheese grater until fine. Until you get something that, well, looks like this. Now, if it looks like I have a lot, it's because I do. But I have to make more than one pizza today. So don't get freaked out if, I got a little bit more in the bowl than you. Now you need approximately 2 cups of processed cauliflower to make one pizza, which again is about 1 head when all said and done. And for carb and calorie count purposes, let's go ahead and weigh those 2 cups. And it comes out to 474 grams, which equals approximately 14 grams of net carbs and 41 calories for the whole crust. So of course, if you eat half the pizza, you got 8 carbs. Next, take the cauliflower and either steam it or put it in the microwave for a few minutes. Cooking the cauliflower will help us to squeeze out the water, which is absolutely imperative in making a cauliflower crust. To do that, place the cauliflower in a kitchen towel once it's dried, and making sure that it's cool enough, squeeze out as much water as possible, like so. And once you're finished milking your cauliflower, you'll be left with a lump of white mush that's almost starting to look kind of like a dough, and a bowl of cauliflower water that's to be enjoyed at your own discretion. Put the freshly squeezed cauliflower in a mixing bowl and add 1 cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese, which works out to be about 100 grams. That adds 0 carbs and about 420 calories. So if you're keeping count, you're at 8 grams carbs and 230 calories for half of the pizza crust. Lastly, add 1 egg, disregarding the fact that I'm the only person on YouTube that can't crack an egg with one hand. And that brings the total carbs for the entire crust to 16 and the calories to 531. So if you eat half the pizza, those macros aren't half bad. Dumb jokes aside, go ahead and mix up your dough ingredients. Now you can do this with a spoon or a fork, but I actually recommend adding it back to the food processor, which is what I ended up doing. It results in a much smoother final product to work with. Then add a pinch of oregano, a little bit of garlic, a half teaspoon of olive oil, some salt, and mix until thoroughly combined. Now for this step you will need parchment paper. So go ahead and put a sheet of parchment paper over your pizza pan or whatever kind of pan you want to use. Put your dough out onto it and then form into the shape of a pizza crust. Until you have something that roughly looks like this. You're going to want to pop that into a 400-degree oven on the medium rack. And while that crust is cooking in the oven, we're going to prepare our pizza sauce. So we have a can of crushed San Marzano tomatoes. We're going to add 2 basil leaves that we're going to roll and finely cut with kitchen scissors. 1/3 of a teaspoon of garlic powder. 1/3 of a teaspoon onion powder. 1/3 of a teaspoon oregano. 1/3 of a teaspoon salt. And 1/3 of a teaspoon powdered swerve or any other 0-calorie sweetener that measures like sugar. Add to that a pinch of crushed red pepper, a turn or 2 of black pepper, and stir. When it comes to pizza, not all cheeses are created equal, especially with mozzarella. Now, if you want kind of a New York style pizza, you're going to want to use whole milk mozzarella that's low moisture. And you're going to have to grate it yourself. Don't get the pre-shredded kind. If you want more of a Neapolitan style pizza, then you're going to need to get fresh mozzarella. You know your crust is finished when it's a nice brown golden color and looks, well, like this. You're going to take it out, let it cool, and then flip so that the top is now on the bottom. Because the top was exposed to the air in the oven, it is drier than the bottom and therefore will make a better undercarriage for the pizza. Then transfer your crust to a wire pizza pan or a slotted one, just so that air can still flow to the bottom. And then we're going to begin topping. Obviously, first we're going to put on our sauce. You don't want to use too much, but you also don't want to use too little. A sprinkle of oregano, and then freshly grated Parmigiano Reggiano. And if you're like me, go ahead and make it snow on the pizza. And then top with your freshly grated mozzarella, or provolone, or I don't know, whatever cheese you want to use. And pepperoni as well. Give it a light drizzle of olive oil. And it's time to go back into the oven. This time the oven is on 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Then go ahead and pop that bad boy out once you think it's looking done and scrumptious. Now this is not going to have the same crunch as a typical pizza crust. It's not it's not a typical pizza. It's a cauliflower crust pizza, which you may have realized by this point if you're still watching the video. Regardless, once it cools down, cut it and enjoy. And that's it for this one, guys. Give that recipe a try and let us know how it turns out for you in the comment section below. Or if you have any questions about it, the channel, the keto diet in general, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, the meaning of life, whatever your question may be, leave it down below and I'll do my best to answer each and every one. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, all that jazz. And if you'd like a written version of the recipe, head on over to ketoculinary.com. That's it for this one.